Hi, my name is Katie Dim. I am a marine science student and my graduation year is 2022. I just recently became sort of the drone club president here at the school, and what we're doing as part of the club is all getting certified to fly drones, so we can use those certifications later to have our own drones, to use them in all of our different scientific application fields or just for photography reasons, for enjoyment. That's one of the greatest things about the club, is actually getting certified, getting the experience, because I have certainly been in field situations where we've needed a drone and no one really knew how to fly one. A lot of my work deals with looking at methylmercury concentrations in sharks and actually using sampling techniques in the field to take muscle biopsies and looking at mercury concentrations later. Running a couple other studies using dietary exposure in green crabs looking at mercury. The other thing it can do is actually help us understand how the animal behaves after it's been released from the tagging. I've worked on studies where we've tagged sharks, we've flown up a drone overhead and actually watched the animal swim away, because the drone can tell us more than what our eyes can sometimes, because we lose sight of the shark pretty quickly. The drone might be able to track it for a little bit longer, so we can see sort of the fitness of the animal as it's swimming away after it's been under this pretty stressful event. And we want to make sure that we're tagging, we're taking samples, and we're working with these sharks in the most efficient way possible, the least harmful to the animal. So being able to know how well they swim away and how they're doing afterward is a huge benefit as well. Being in the field of marine science, wanting to do field experiments, laboratory experiments, be a part of studies, one of the greatest skill sets you can have that I've learned from not just mentors, but people I've worked with, is really just having a lot of different skills and having, sort of a hand in all these different areas. So drones, in my eyes, and getting drone certified is just another skill that I can bring to the table if I'm out on a field survey. It's going to make my life easier, it's going to make other researchers' life easier, makes me more applicable to a lot of different studies.
Hi, my name's Xander. I'm an environmental science major with a GIS minor, and I'm currently a junior. So my project is with grassland birds up in Shelburne, Vermont, so bobolinks and savanna sparrows to be more specific. And we're looking at various nesting variables, and mainly distance to edge. So that would be if a nest is closer to the road or if the nest is closer to a body of water, what is the various survival rates of both of those nests. The main thing that birds do for the ecosystem, especially in those grassland ecosystems, is a lot of pest control. So they kind of keep insect populations down, and then farming impacts them because it will fragment their habitat. And especially with livestock farming, you can get a lot of nests being trampled and grass being grazed improperly. The drone is really helping me in two aspects. One, in the scientific, I can use the drone to look at that distance to edge and really kind of get a closer picture and be able to access places where I can't access. But on the other side, it's also helping me kind of communicate that science. I'm also a photographer, so the drone really allows me to take images that I wouldn't be able to take just in my person, and that can help show people why we should care about these birds and why we should conserve them. So learning to fly the drone has been really fun, especially with Mike at the helm. I mean, it's very different than any other class that I'm taking. In most college classes, you kind of learn from the books and will maybe apply what you've been learning once in a lab or something like that. But with the drone club, it's very much all hands-on at once, and then towards the end, we're going to start learning the technical stuff in order to be able to actually take the test and get the license. So the bigger picture I'm trying to have with the drone certification is definitely kind of the avenue of communication, for sure. Just trying to be able to communicate science in an easier way for the lay person to understand.